Hi everyone, Jesse here with eTrailer. Today we'll be taking a look at and I'll show you how to install the eTrailer custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2022 Kia Sportage. The Sportage is a smaller crossover, so it's always nice to be able to add some extra storage space onto the rear of it, and adding a hitch allows you to do that. With this hitch, you can use something like a cargo carrier or a bike rack, and you can even do some light duty towing. Here's a closer look at our hitch installed on our neighbor's Sportage. As you can see, the cross beams are completely hidden behind the fascia, so all you'll really be able to see is the 2" by 2" receiver opening. That's going to be standard for most accessories. Behind that, we have a standard 5/8" pinhole. The pin and clip are not included with this hitch, however, we have many options available here at eTrailer. Also, any accessory that you add on will most likely come with one included. And we also have some nice sturdy safety cable loops, really easy to access with whatever style safety cable you might have. Now for some measurements. For our ground clearance from the ground to the top of the inside of the collar is right at about 13 inches. Then from the center of our pinhole to the edge of the bumper is about 6 inches, so keep that in mind for any folding accessories that you might add on to ensure they don't make contact with the vehicle. As for the weight capacities with this hitch, we have a gross trailer weight of 3,500 pounds. That's the amount of weight that you can pull behind the vehicle. And we also have a maximum tongue weight of 525 pounds. That's the amount of weight pushing down on the hitch. Always be sure to double check your owner's manual to ensure that your Kia can handle that weight safely. All in all, if you're looking for a hitch for your Sportage, you really can't go wrong with the eTrailer hitch. I really like the way the flat black looks with the rear fascia of our Sportage. And as for the installation, it's not a very hard process. You do have to lower the exhaust, and it involves lifting the weight of the hitch. So if it's not something that you're looking to do yourself, maybe you don't have the time, the space, or the tools to do so, feel free to check out our dealer locator to have somebody local to you that would be happy to help you with it. If you have installed this yourself and you just want to share some photos of what you're using it for, please feel free to leave a review or a comment. But otherwise, if you're looking to see how this gets installed, just follow along and I'll walk you through it. We'll start our installation by removing plastic panels. There's going to be one on both sides. This is just going to give us more room to access our bolts on the side. So we have a series of push pin fasteners. Just pop the center out and it should pop out. There's going to be 3 of them on the bottom here. And once you have those out, you should be able to pull it down, but if you can't, there's going to be 2 white fasteners up here that you will have to thread counterclockwise to get them to move, and I might actually have to grab a pair of pliers to get this one to move. So these things were kind of fighting me, so what I'm going to do is just give it a good pull down. That'll pop out of those clips, and then later on we can just kind of push it up and pop them back into the clips. There's also another push pin fastener here in the wheel well liner that I'll have to remove. Get that out and we'll be able to pull this down and set it aside. Next, we'll need to lower our exhaust, but before you lower it, just make sure you have something supporting it. You can see I'm using a cam strap, but if you're working on the ground, you can use something like a floor jack. We just don't want it to suddenly drop and possibly damage anything. But we'll start on our rubber hangers. We're going to have one on the back on both sides. It helps to have a tool like this, but if you don't, you can just use a pry bar and pry it off. One there. Got those 2 popped off, and then we'll remove one more a little further up in the center. Before we lift our hitch into position, it's a good idea to clean out your weld nuts, make sure the threads are going to be easy to thread into. So I have a wire brush that'll run through, clean out any debris that might be in there, and then I'll take the hardware thread it in and out a few times, make sure it's all nice and smooth. And while we're here, let's talk about the hardware real quick. Each hole, so we have 2 on the bottom, 2 on the sides on each side. Look at a bolt with a conical tooth washer, and you'll want those teeth facing the hitch, that way they bite down. It's a good idea to have an extra set of hands, so I have my friend Tom here to help me. But we're just gonna lift this up, try to work around the exhaust, and then we'll start by threading on 1 bolt on both sides. Once you have 1 threaded in, that'll hold it in place and we can install the rest of it. If you're having issues getting these side ones to go up far enough, I'd recommend just snugging the bottom ones down with a 17mm socket, and that'll draw it up. Now we can go through and tighten the rest of our hardware down. Now we'll go through with a torque wrench and torque everything down to the specification in the instructions. All that's left is to hang up our exhaust and reinstall those plastic panels. But other than that, that's going to do it for our look at and installation of the eTrailer custom fit trailer hitch receiver on our 2022 Kia Sportage.